Children's in Vietnam Veterans Health Alliance and March Against Monsanto have partnered together this year. Louder. I'm going to start out by telling you about my family situation, and then I'm going to tell you about Agent Orange. My dad and his two brothers were boots on the ground in Vietnam. My Uncle Tony is dying from a disease that is directly linked to Agent Orange, and the VA does pay him greatly. All I know about my dad's tour in Vietnam is that he was a medic. I thought he was in the Army, but this is his jacket and it says Marine Corps, so I really don't know much. He never talked about it or what went on in those burnt out jungles in Vietnam. My mom tells me he would drive through the jungles that had recently been sprayed, covered in Agent Orange dust, just to get to wounded soldiers, covered in Agent Orange. My dad had suffered addiction problems, PTSD, and social anxiety disorder my entire life. My sister and my health problems started when we were born. My sister has a rare form of muscular dystrophy called myasthenia gravis. Neurologists don't know what caused her to have this disease, but it affects all of her muscles from the waist up, her heart, lungs, eyes. Sometimes she can't even smile. I have been ill for 7 years, really ill. I've been ill my whole life, 37 years, but really sick for 7 years. I have problems so rare that doctors do not know how to treat me. When I go to hospitals, I'm seriously treated like a second-class citizen seeking drugs. I live in so much pain, I can hardly get out of bed most mornings. I cry all the time because my pain in my body is so overwhelming. I sit in showers that are so hot that most people would think I was insane, and doctors do, just to make the pain go away. I am so toxic I can't walk into a room where someone is wearing perfume without having to be sent to the hospital or down and out in bed for days. My poor children shouldn't have to listen to their mother crying out in pain because their grandfather was exposed to Agent Orange. Monsanto and the U.S. government have to take responsibility for the travesty that they've committed on the environment and the human race. My out-of-pocket medical expenses for one medication are $7,500 a year. I can't work. My son Gage, my daughter Sydney, and my husband Greg have to take care of me. They pick up my medications, get me ice, bring me puke buckets, and rub me. My children are 9 and 16, and that is no life for a 9 and 16-year-old. I spent 175 days at the University of Michigan Hospital in 1 year. I am only 37 years old. Children of Vietnam veterans are dying. When I eat non-organic food, I throw it up. I rarely digest a meal, and I try to buy all organic because the high cost of medication, I just can't always do that. It breaks my heart knowing that I serve my food family that I know was injected with the same chemical compound found in Agent Orange. Monsanto says the governments involved should take responsibility, not them. Both of my children have sleep disorders, and my son Gage has dyslexia, dysgraphia, and dyscalculia. At times he has a violent temper, and he gets these weird skin rashes that they don't know what they are. He had a major reaction to the MMR vaccination, and to say the least, Sydney is not vaccinated. After years of researching, trying to figure out what the heck is wrong with me and why the doctors can't cure my many ailments, I have come to believe that my dad's exposure to Agent Orange in the Vietnam War is the root cause of the health and mental problems that I, my sister, and my children are suffering. I've been ridiculed for claiming to be sick. They say you look so good. How could you be sick? You're so pretty. How could you be sick? Like, you get sick and tired of people saying that. If you're sick, you're sick. And I'm sorry if I look good, but I'm sick. You know, like, what can you do? So that's what I live with every day because of Agent Orange. Now let's see what the soldiers had to deal with over there in Vietnam. Operation Ranchan was a U.S. military operation during the Vietnam War, lasting from 1962 into 1971. It was part of the overall herbicidal warfare program during the war called Operation Trail Dust. Ranchan involved spraying an estimated 20 million gallons of defoliants and herbicides on rural areas of South Vietnam in an attempt to deprive the Viet Cong, the enemy, of food and vegetation cover. The herbicides were sprayed by the U.S. flying C-123s using the call sign Hades, proper name considering how many children of Vietnam veterans are now living in their own personal hell. Nearly 20,000 sorties were flown between 1961 and 1971 in Vietnam. The Vietnamese government estimates that 400,000 people were killed or maimed, and 500,000 children were born with birth defects as a result of spraying of what are now called by the Americans the rainbow herbicides. Many chemicals were used during the Vietnam War. Agent Orange was the most widely used of the herbicides during the years 1965 through 71. Our government sprayed millions of gallons of two herbicides, a 50-50 mixture of D24 and 2,4,5-T at a rate of 50 times the normal concentration for normal agricultural use. Monsanto claims to be an agricultural company. I say they are a chemical company. It was given the nickname Agent Orange because of the orange stripe it had on the 50-gallon barrels. Monsanto and Dow Chemical were the major producers. These companies made many people across the globe walking, dying GMOs. Children of Vietnam veterans are the collateral damage the U.S. government wants to just sweep under the rug, and sweep under the rug they do. Currently, our government only recognizes two rare forms of spina bifida in the children of male Vietnam veterans. No other birth defects are recognized. There is a laundry list of birth defects for children of female Vietnam veterans, but they are not recognized in the children of male Vietnam vets. The VA claims there is no research linking male sperm to the development of birth defects. We know the government has been suppressing anyone wanting to research the parental link. Why? Because there are 2.8 million men who served in Vietnam and only around 8,000 women. To recognize the children of the male Vietnam vets would be devastating financially to the government. COVVHA is a private support group for children of Vietnam veterans. We do have a support community for family members of Vietnam vets. The general public can access educational material, an extensive website full of research and current articles and written materials and speakers for events. We also have a private support community administered by a widow of a Vietnam vet for wives and widows and partners of Vietnam vets. If your loved one was in the Vietnam War, please consider joining this women's only group. COVVHA is committed to serving as a voice for the children of Vietnam veterans, including second and third generation victims of Agent Orange and dioxin exposure worldwide. We believe in empowering each other to hold the companies and governments responsible for causing so much devastation and suffering to our generations. We are fighting for justice globally. If you are a child of a Vietnam veteran, please join us, the Children of Vietnam Veterans Health Alliance, in the fight against Monsanto and the U.S. government. These travesties cannot go unpunished. Someone has to pay for the devastation that Monsanto, Dow Chemical, and the U.S. government unleashed on its people and its planet. Thank you.